Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, and we're continuing on with our Adepta Sororitas unit review post-patch, since a lot of these units have completely changed since the original release of my unit guide. So I'll go back through and evaluate these forces with the changes and kind of give my 2 cents and then show their empowered abilities, because I don't know if some of the empowered abilities end up changing their benefits or enhancements, I guess I should say, compared to the original, because the patch notes don't always say what the empowered variants do. So I'll go through that and kind of show you what each thing can do when it's empowered when I play against the AI after I go through the review here. But first, if you're enjoying these videos, please give my channel a like and subscribe, encouraging me to post more content for you. So the next unit we're going to discuss here is the Hospital. She's always been one of my go-to picks. I think you can definitely select worse units than her. I tend to I can't think of a single time when I don't bring her. The reason being is she just has amazing abilities, and she's also your healer, so it just allows you to, she can do so much for you, and at only costing 125 points, you can easily get more than that value out of her. And even more so now that they've added additional abilities to her roster. So the big thing with the Hospital here, like I said, she costs 125 points. She has 200 health, 2 action points because she is an HQ unit. She has 4 movement, 5 armor, 15 evasion. She's very, very squishy though, so she's able to be sniped very easily, so you got to make sure you're keeping her alive. Now, she does have a bolt pistol as an armor piercing of 1. You can maybe kill 1 Hormagant or Termagant if you land all your attacks, but otherwise it's not going to be doing a whole lot. I wish they would give you the access to be able to buy the plasma pistol like you could with the Canoness or the Sister Superior, so she would actually be able to do something more, because even with all these abilities at 2 action points, you're still going to regularly not be using up all of your points. So for her ability, she has the Sacred Healing, and this will heal 50 health per model, and you have to be 1 tile away from them, and it also remove negative status effects. So if you have guys that are blind, poisoned, any of those kind of things, this will get rid of it. So it's just like how the Space Marines are utilized with their healing. So it's some of the most powerful healing in the game. So that by itself makes her already very valuable. But what makes her even more valuable are her other abilities. So the Rites of Intercession, what this does is give one of your units an additional action point. Now, it's only infantry, so you can't give it to any of your vehicles, any of your walkers, which in this case would be the Penitent Engine or the Paragon Warriors. And then in the past, you used to be able to give it to the Arcoflagellants, but they since taken that ability away from them. I personally don't agree with that. I think what they were thinking is at 55 points, you're going to get 2 attacks, especially if they're rear attacks, and you're going to give them 10% health for 2 turns. That might make them too difficult to kill, because originally with all that evasion, the Arcoflagellants were really hard to kill when they were first put out. But now, after all the changes, they are not nearly as tanky as they used to be. I mean, they're still good at soaking up fire, don't get me wrong. But I think they should be able to use this ability because, you know, you can give it to the Sister Repentia, you can give it to the Flamers, you can give it to your Canoness, who can just dish out crazy amounts of damage now. So just give it back to the Arcoflagellants, for the love of God. But just as of now, you still can't do that. Now, this used to be an ability that was given to the Canoness, and that's since been taken away from her, so she can focus more on doing damage, and then your Hospital can focus more on giving yourself additional buffs. And so what this does is the Medicus Ministorum, all enemies within, or all allies I should say, within 1 tile get 10% bonus health and minus 10% damage received, and this lasts for 2 turns, has a 3-turn cooldown. And then this one, I forgot to mention, the action point only lasts on the first turn that you use it, but the bonus HP lasts for 2 turns. So sometimes newer players think, oh my god, I'm gonna get this 2 extra AP total over these 2 turns. That's not how it works. Only 1 action point for 1 turn, bonus HP for 2. But these things do stack, so if you put this on there, you know, you're getting 10%, and you use this, now you're getting up to you know, 20% bonus health, and then you end up throwing Litany of Devotion onto somebody, and now you're getting another 15% bonus health, so now you're up to 35% bonus health, even more if you're buffing things further. So this is how you can really get these guys to have crazy amounts of bonus health to really help you keep your guys alive if you're worried about them getting stacked. And now you can start to see how this can become very, very powerful. Now, in the past, when you would empower the Sacred Healing, it would actually bug out, so I don't know if that's been fixed or not yet, so maybe I'll try that out to see if it actually works, because what would happen is you would empower it, it would increase the healing, but then it would just give the healing to one of the units, so it allowed you to do like more healing against Canoness or a Sister Superior, but if you used it on, you know, a Celestian, instead of healing all the Celestians for the increased amount, it would just heal one of them, and so it actually became very detrimental, and you had to be very, very careful when you were doing this. And then she's also gotten a little bit to help her survive here. Now again, if you're hitting her with units that have high damage output, she's not going to get enough stacks of the Shield of Faith to be able to survive. She'll just get herself killed. But if people are shooting you with weaker tier weapons, then this could actually help you. And so what the Shield of Faith does is for every weapon attack, so abilities like grenades and things do not give you stacks, only weapon attacks, you'll get a stack of a Shield of Faith. So every completed attack that they do, you'll get one Shield of Faith, limited to once per attack cycle. So it's not like somebody that shoots 20 times is going to give you all your stacks. And each stack you'll get gives you 0.6 range and melee armor. Each one of these stacks lasts for 2 turns, and you can have up to 3 stacks. You can get an additional 1.8 armor, so that can help. More importantly is if you use the Divine Inspiration, this will allow you to convert each one of those stacks into momentum. And so if you're getting up to 3 stacks, you click this and you can get yourself up to 30 extra momentum, and that's a free action. And then you can start empowering your ability. So that allows her to really do a lot of amazing things for you. So what I tend to do is I use the Hospitaller. I put her in a transport, and I usually put it in with the Canoness, who has the Blessed Blade here. I give her an extra bonus attack. I give her damage reductions because she's going to be thrown into the thick of it. And now all of a sudden she's got bonus 20% health here. If you have a Sister Superior, you can buff the Canoness even further, and you can just start getting her into combat here. Because if you're attacking, you know, most infantry squads that have 5 or more models, with 3 attacks, she's going to get enough to help you get the Faith and Fury, which after you get 5 stacks, you can get an extra action point here, and then if you get enough momentum, you can now end up getting her to surge again and then attack for another round. And if you need to end up gaining more momentum, you can use the Divine Deliverance, which at the cost of one of those action points, you'll now be getting 20% momentum gain. So if there's high value targets that you're about to attack with her, make sure that you use this. Or if you're using the Sister Superior, to throw the Litany on after you've used that ability to get some, again, additional momentum gains here. And then if you're taking damage, you know, you can always get additional momentum here. So it just becomes very, very powerful. So I tend to find that this works the best. The other option I sometimes do with these guys is the Sisters Repentia are incredibly powerful. You can use these as assassins, and so if you have them in a transport with the Hospitaller, you can give them 2 attacks, and then as you can imagine, each one of these models doing 37 to 50 damage times 5 times 2 if you give them the Rites of Intercession. Now you're doing shit ton of damage. Alternatively, if you're using you're sending out like an assassination squad with your Seraphim, I also like to put the Litany onto the Seraphim here and with the Infernal Pistols, because now all of a sudden you're getting 2 rounds of attacks times 2 with these Infernal Pistols, and that can be a significant amount of damage to help you really snipe down enemy HQ commanders, or, you know, other units that can really be buffing guys like the Tech Marine, who may be healing vehicles and giving lots of buffs. And then the Infernal Pistol allows you to get into a position where you now have a zone of control, and anybody that tries to escape the Seraphim will then get attack of opportunity from the Infernal Pistol, so you can make yourself be a real big pain in the ass. Now, the big thing with the Medicus Ministorum is while the Rites of Intercession do have limits to infantry, both vehicles and infantry will benefit from the bonus and damage mitigation here. So that'll work on any of your units that are nearby. So again, makes her very powerful. Now, typically if I was playing against a real-life player, I'd also bring a Rhino, and then I'd pop Smoke, and therefore if my Hospitaller got stuck out in the open, then she gets an additional 15 evasion, getting her up to 30 evasion, so now she has a chance of actually surviving some attacks, especially as you start getting some of these Shield of Faith stacks going up here. And then I would run her back into the Rhino the following turn to hide after she's healed, because these two abilities are going to be on cooldown, and then she's only going to have one extra action point, and then attacking with the pistol isn't going to do anything, so I might as well just try to keep her alive. And that tends to be how I rotate through when I'm playing with another person. However, if you're fighting like somebody like the Tyranids and you got massive swarms in front of you, remember you can set up for double flamer attacks here. So you set this here, and if let's say this is your grid and there's 9 guys in front of you here that are all low tier Tyranid infantry, if you position your flamer here and then flame these guys, all 3 of these units here will take flame damage. Now only this one will take the full flame damage, and then these guys will get about 50% of the damage. But if they're Termagants, that's still going to be enough to get you kills, and then you could end up running over to this side, and then if there's another 3 over here, you're flaming and doing it. I guess in this case you'd move over 1 square, and then you'd attack these guys, assuming these ones didn't die, like say if they were like Gene Stealers or something, and you can move them over and then attack another 3. And now all of a sudden you can see how double attack with these Celestians can just do crazy amounts of damage for you. Alternatively, near the end of some missions when everybody's dying, you could use the litany on the Sisters of Battle. Just make sure you're doing it after you use the Blessed Ammo, because if these guys get double attacks with 2 AP, both those attacks then will go off with the Blessed Ammunition. The same thing will happen is if for some reason you're using the Seraphim with the Bolt Pistol, just make sure you're using that Blessed Ammo. And if the Flamers, again, you'll get 2 attacks with the Hand Flamer as well if you were doing that. Likewise, if you're doing a Retributor build, you have all these abilities here that'll give you additional shots. So if you have this all buffed up, you're using this ability, you give them an extra action point, then the second round of attacks will get all the benefits of the Storm of Retribution, or the Cleansing Flames, or the Strike of Faith. So that's will help you substantially, is my understanding of how this works. But we'll play around more with that when we use the Retributors. But that's, as of now, that's my understanding. But I haven't used a lot of the Retributors here. I have done the other strategies. So I guess I should stick a pin in that comment here, because I haven't actually tested that to verify that's true. For sure it'll work with the Bastion of Faith. But now that I think about it, I think these are actually activated skills. So once you use it once, it might be on cooldown. So maybe you won't be able to do both of those, but for sure the Bastion of Faith will get those benefits for both attacks. So like I said, put a pin in that comment, because I might have just misled you a little bit here. So we'll just kind of have a standard force selection here to fight an Exterminatus mission. So we'll just save this here, and we'll go over to the skirmish and set up a random map here with 100%. And we'll get our testers out. And I think we are up to the Necrons. That's unfortunate. They're one of the strongest factions against the Sisters. But we'll play around and see what we can do. And again, I keep making changes to the video recording software. So if you're finding that changes are happening with the quality of the videos and you're thinking that they're improving, please comment so I can get an idea of which ones seem to be working the best here for the changes. I mean, I've been watching them myself, but sometimes even after I process the videos and then YouTube makes some changes to the video formatting as well, then all of a sudden it's a worse copy than what I had originally planned. So
for Catherine, For eternity.
So we'll throw in some Celestians in here.
Guides my feet to walk the righteous
And we can do Sister Superior over to here. Get you up to here, get you there. Get our Canoness loaded up over here. Oh, I did that backwards. Because now I just wasted one of those movements. She should have gone up further. Rough start.
with haste. I stand ready.
Oh, sounds like they got a Flamer heavy army. Or not a Flamer, a Scarab heavy army, I meant to say. That's what that audio cue was.
What is your will? We follow his light.
Alright, let's get you up to here.
With faith we serve. Who needs my aid?
And we'll wait again. And so you could see all those Rising Faith stacks going on here. So now they got 4. So now if I get one more attack, I should get the bonus Faith and Fury here to get an additional action point. So that's what makes this, you know, bolter better than the plasma pistol in my opinion. Because you can easily kill 5 models with these low tier units, and then all of a sudden you're getting an extra action point to help you get some kills here. Now let's shoot into here. What I'm trying to do is not actually get the kill. Because I'm trying to be finicky here. Yeah, that'll probably get the kill. Alright, that wasn't that bad, actually. You shoot these guys. Oh, that's definitely going to get a kill. I'm trying to play games to get this one to have some momentum here, is what I'm trying to do.
With haste.
Alright, let's play some games here.
Yes. Your festering soul will burn.
Alright, so now she's got 28 momentum. So bring you up. Flame here. Bring you up to here. Flame these guys down. Because I can't have them running around.
I seek his light.
And backcapping things on me.
We serve.
Now this was bugging out before. I will try it again to see if it works if they do attack my poor hospitaler here.
In Catherine's footsteps.
Alright, we'll move you up 1.
By his will.
You can come up over here. You can use that ability.
We are the sisters of battle.
You can come over this way.
His light burns bright.
And let's see what happens with our Overwatches here. Looks like they were charging you and you suppressed them. They're scared of the flamers. They're scared of engaging me. Oh, interesting. I was not thinking they were actually going to attack you. Alright, well, we've got you up to here. So let's run you up to here. And I guess let's just get your damage up. And we'll have you flame through here.
Standing by.
And then you can come over here and flame these guys.
Fire and fury.
And then you can come up here and flame these guys. And then I'll get them a stack of some blessed halls here to help get your damage up. Now you are here. The question is, I think we're going to heal. So let's do that. And then using her abilities also helps you get her momentum. These Celestians are here. So we will flame here. As you can see, it's definitely a weaker flamer. But it still has some use to help me weaken these guys down. That way when she comes down, she can start chopping these guys. And now she's going to have enough. Oh, I lost some of my stacks. That sucks. Alright. So we got that here. We'll move you around the back. And you can attack here.
We are his shield, indomitable.
Let's just have you shoot into here.
Your command?
Well, let's move you around this way. You can start attacking here.
Yes. In righteous battle, liberation. In death, vindication.
Yeah, I was gonna say, usually that'll break the cohesion once I do that. So let's bring you over to here. Do some blessed ammo.
Vengeance. By his will.
Who needs my aid?
Well, go ahead and try to shoot this guy down. Get you over to here. You can heal here.
Your command? We follow his
Let's
light.
bring you over to here to try to protect our units.
Moving into position. Maintain that.
Alright, and we'll flame here. Oh my gosh, he's still alive.
Faith guides my feet to walk the
Well, flame
righteous
through here then.
as you command.
We can unload our canonists. Now, it's actually, I was going to say, a little bit easier to get stacks of that Rising Fury when you're fighting the Necrons because they tend to resurrect. And so that allows you to get a bunch of kills
With faith we serve.
on weakened models.
I seek his light.
Faith guides my feet to walk the righteous path.
Alright, let's unload you here. We've got a 90% chance to hit. We know they've resurrected, so we're just going to drop them. Because they won't be able to resurrect again.
In every shadow I find heresy. In righteous battle, liberation. In
We're
death,
going to pull these guys
vindication.
back, because we want to try to protect
So it will be.
our flanks if they decide to jump around. We'll keep you over here to help keep protecting our hospitallers if they get attacked.
Emperor, watch me.
Man, they are just after you. Damn, well, there goes the penitent engines. Like I said, I'm not terribly shocked by that.
Who tests my conviction?
Let's see, you're up to 2. Your health overall is pretty good for infantry.
Yes.
I can heal here to start getting your momentum up. I get you up to 60.
It's my aid. Go forth.
Get you there.
You are his will made flesh.
Have you heal here. You're up to 69.
Yes.
I guess I'm just gonna have you shoot into here. Ah, you're just barely missed. Alright, so we are gonna need some Celestians over here.
Faith guides my feet to walk
To help
the
flame
righteous
these
path.
guys down. Then I would like to take out some of this low tier units over here.
The road of righteousness is soaked in the blood of the unworthy.
This will be rear attacks.
Fire and fury.
Well, let's move you up to here, let you attack here. And you can come over here, attack this guy.
Standing by.
Now you can come up to here and flame through here. And you can finish your attack there. Yep, there's the other one coming up. Have you try to shoot in against to the back. Well, I guess you're going to use a crack grenade. Kind of hate to waste it on those guys, but they are dangerous enough that I want them to die.
For Catherine, for eternity.
So let's get you up to here. And then we'll have you use that ability. You can attack here. You squad wiped them.
The unclean shall burn.
Who tests my conviction?
And now I can get you up to here. You can get your extra action point. You can start killing some of these warriors. Ah, you're just barely short. Guess we'll just have you flame here. Have you bolter these guys down.
We are invincible in his light.
Can flame the immortals.
But the light of the Emperor. With faith,
And then you can come down and flame the immortals. And you can charge the immortals.
We seek his enemies.
Now, if you empower these guys, you get the Divine Inspiration that'll go up to 12 momentum per stack. And if you use the Oath of Protection, that'll get you 3 armor, plus 25 bonus health. Only lasts for 1 turn, but you do get a 1-turn cooldown on that. So you can use it the following turn, because it's usually two turn cooldown, so it reduces it by 50%, but it does take an action point, so you can't just empower it the following turn. You could empower this, so that's one of the unfortunate abilities with, or one of the unfortunate things with those abilities here.
So it shall be.
In righteous battle, liberation. In death, vindication. I am the Imperium's shield.
Alright, let's move you up to here. I guess let's just move you to there,
To walk the righteous path.
with the hope of getting you closer. To getting some kills here. Following turn. Oh, I forgot to turn our rhino. Doing their assassin attacks here. Tricky. Yeah, these guys have no empowered abilities to utilize.
Yes.
So let's get you up to here. If I use your...
Who needs my aid?
If I do this, heal here, that gets you up to 17. It's 30 momentum, isn't it? Let's do that. Okay, so you are empowered. So now if I empower, it affects a single allied target within 2 tiles. It removes all negative effects. You get 70 health, and you heal 70 health per turn. It expires in 2 turns. So that's actually pretty nice. And then if you're doing the Rites of Intercession, now you get 30% bonus AP, or sorry, HP. You still get your 1 AP. and then it lasts for 2 turns and has a 1-turn cooldown, so the following turn you can use this again to get an additional action point on another unit. So definitely quite powerful. And then if you were to use the Medicus Ministorum empowered, this would affect all units within 2 tiles, and they would all get 20% bonus HP and minus 25% damage reduction, and has a 2-turn cooldown, so that would be pretty amazing for the empowered ability. Now, the question I have is, will this heal multiple models? But I don't know if I have a unit that's actually suffered damage on multiple models yet. So that is problematic. And I think we saw if we use that before, you don't get momentum.
Yes.
Well, let's empower here. You're 70.
For eternity.
Gonna run you all the way over to here. Gonna surge. Have you start attacking these death marks. I don't think it's worth wasting your Rising Face stack.
Who needs my aid?
The road of righteousness is soaked in the blood of the unworthy.
Taking fire.
By his will.
So, as you can see, the hospitals are like the backbone to your survival here,
Yes.
with a lot of different units. I guess we'll just move you to here. Move you over to here. Flame here. You can come up to here. Start shooting here. And those empowered abilities are very strong, as you were seeing. So what you can end up doing is getting these momentum up here, and then if you surge here, you can get your momentum up to 60, and then you could end up using them again to help you get additional kills. So it definitely works out to be quite powerful. Now what I probably should have done is just move these guys, or use the ability to give them additional movement. So that was a mistake on my part.
His enemies.
Should use the command ability, but I wanted to play around with their empowered abilities to kind of show those off. Actually, if I surge here, you should be able to flame.
Instrument of death.
Not enough to get the kill, but at least to weaken them down.
With haste.
The road of righteousness is soaked in the blood of the unworthy.
Oh, looks like there's actually somebody hiding over here that I did not see. Yeah, outer range over here, so
Only lends me the strength
my poor
so that I might
canoness.
kill you. My blade will mete out his mighty
So
giant.
definitely a very, very strong unit. And then once you get that empowered abilities going, you know, getting everyone within 2 tiles, 25% damage mitigation is huge, plus another 20% bonus health. And again, you can stack that with the Sister Superior's bonus health abilities. to just make things go crazy. And then the Canoness has the Rosarius, which automatically gives her a damage reduction anyways. And your vehicles also get the bonuses of the damage reduction. So if they're taking attacks with the blessed, taking attacks and getting the blessed armor stacks, and all of a sudden you're getting damage mitigation on top of damage mitigation, that's huge. I mean, because I think you get 5 stacks, and I think each one's for 3, so that's 15% damage mitigation on that. So you're getting a 35% damage mitigation, and then if you're using a Rhino, they heal for 30 HP every turn. So, you know, if you need somebody to just sit there and guard the spot, giving all those bonuses to your Rhino while it's body blocking a strategic command point could be huge, and just make or break the holding point there, depending on the situation. So, like I said, strongly recommend the Hospitaller, one of my favorite units for the Adepta Sororitas, and can just allow you to really maximize the gains for your Canoness, other heroes, and then increase their survivability while healing everybody. Unfortunately, I was unable to verify if the empowered heal applies that 70 to every model. I'm pretty sure it's just a single unit, and that seems to be what it was implying, especially because it says you were going to heal for 70 times 2 turns. So I think it just converts into a single HP or a single unit heal, not for a full squad heal, and that would make sense if it's now 2-turn heal. So it'd be very similar to the catalyst for the Tyranids. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe, encouraging me to post more content for you. Have a great day.